Hello, everyone. This is Travis.
And this is Jonathan.
And we'd like to welcome you to the 100 Ways to Love a Cat podcast.
That's the podcast that eventually plays the song 100 Ways to Love a Cat.
So if you're joining us for the first time, don't worry, that's coming up.
We always do it. We're not going to let you down.
It's guaranteed. If you're listening to this particular podcast, you are going to hear the song 100 Ways to Love a Cat, whether you like it or not. So
I don't know why you'd be.
I don't know if you didn't like it.
Why
would you? Well, some people punish themselves. Some people do not.
Oh, that's true.
There's some people who feel bad and feel as if they deserve.
Hey, if you're one
punishment.
of those people, and you're tuning into this, you're like, I hate myself. Punish me, punish me. Listen to the song that you think of as a punishment, as a gift from us to you, and maybe it'll start a little seed of love inside you, and you can say, okay, I thought I hated myself, punish me, but it turned out these two fellows, Travis and Jonathan, love me even if I don't love myself.
That's true. We do.
And maybe their gift to me instead of punish me. Maybe I can learn from them.
If this can turn you around, and no need to thank us. This is a service that we do for free. This is not just a podcast for us. This is this is how we try to live our lives.
Oh, and hey, Travis. Mm-hmm. T-minus, how many days is it?
Sorry?
I should have done the math before our vacation. T-minus.
Well, Trish is going to need to get in touch with me about that. Like weeks passed, and I haven't heard from Trish or you, for that matter, for concerning the
it's 1 week away.
The fees or the cost, whatever you want to call it.
But there's
what my percentage of it would be, because I may not. I mean, there's a chance. I certainly want to go, and that sounds wonderful, but there's a chance that I may not.
We cross the international date line
to afford it.
So when we leave here, when we get there, it's like 2 days later, I think. Because the only way you can do it is you have to go. There's no nonstops. There's no one stops. There's no. We have to make 4 stops, and we cross the international date line three times, but one way twice this way, and then one time that way. Trish tried to tell me. But I hope you've got your swimsuit, because I heard it is boiling there.
I'm ready to go.
It's tropical.
Again, we just need to. I just need to know some more information. But yes, I would love to go. That sounds great.
Are you worried about the money?
Well, I'm not worried so much as that I can't afford it. I mean, there's not a worry. It's just either I can or I can't, and without giving me a figure, I can't.
You're one of those people. Who hates yourself and always is trying to punish yourself.
No.
Travis, this is the whole reason I'm forcing you to do this, is because it's Travis time.
Well,
you can't do this podcast.
I don't want you to think you need to force me. I'm happy to go. It sounds wonderful. I've heard.
I will drag you out of your house kicking and screaming if I have to. You're going.
I've tasted it when you've brought it. When Trish sends some home, when she goes down there.
Marmalada Pequeña.
Now, have you ever been there?
I watch it on YouTube. They have their own YouTube channel.
Well, but you've never. Trish has been the only one that has gone down.
She has a timeshare there.
You. All right,
she has.
I know. Well,
there's some sort of family history there that she doesn't like to talk about, but she got a timeshare out of it. So it's a city-state. It's the city of Marmalada Pequeña. It's the nation of Marmalada Pequeña.
Is it the capital? Is that why?
Marmalada Pequeña is the capital of Marmalada Pequeña.
Well, that makes sense.
The factory is sort of like an island and a large factory, and everyone lives inside the factory in the barracks, unless you're in one of the resorts. And that's where I'm pretty sure we're going to stay. In one of the resorts next door, they have some timeshares.
Okay.
And that's what Trish lucked into.
Well, it sounds like
her whole family.
We lucked into vicariously by knowing Trish, because that's a hell of a. I'm not really sure if it's a gift, but if it is, that's one hell of a gift.
You're going to sweat through whatever you're wearing the moment you get off the plane.
I'll dress appropriately if this turns out to happen. Yes. I know that the heat is, rough down there, I think. I've heard.
Oh, but the water is
so cool. Okay.
is cool. On the ocean, it's hot. Like if you go to the beach, the shore.
Well, that's because the sun is,
and
out.
it's not one of those where you're like, oh, the blue water, I could see to the bottom, and I saw a turtle. This is more like, oh, it's dark. It's sort of a black red. That's because of the algae, all the dead algae.
Oh, I see.
So they call it disfigured beach. I don't know what that is in whatever language they speak, but it's the beach. They're like nature has left a scar on our land. But what we get out of that is we get these, those when you go to have your feet cleaned up. What do you call that? Your nails.
Podiatrist or for the feet. That's a doctor.
But a podiatrist is when this isn't going to be fun. A podiatrist.
You're talking about somebody that just washes your toes.
Yeah, and they shine up your nails. And now they have a way.
Manicure is that
yes, but for feet, manicure for feet. They have a way to do that with fish. Have you heard about the little fish that nibble all the?
I have heard about that nibbles all the toe stuff. What you build, the toe build up.
Well, Marmalada Pequeña, a delicacy there is to eat those fish. So we are going to bring your appetite, bring your swimsuit, bring your dirty old nasty feet, because what they do is they just stick your foot in. Here comes the fish. Clean it up, scoop it out, fry it up. Here's dinner too. We're gonna have a great time. Trish,
well, again,
can't stop talking about it.
I just hope it all works out. I have not heard from Trish, and you haven't still yet given me a precise number on the percentage of the money.
Work,
well, see, I could do that, but then if I do that, and then I can't afford to pay whatever the fee may be or whatever that Trish would need from me. If I'm unable to pay that, then I cannot go, and then I work. I can't work. I'll be at home in the apartment. I need to work. I mean, a vacation is one thing, but if I'm going to be here, I should probably not ask for a week.
So you're worried. Well, that's the opposite of what I wanted to happen. I wanted it to be not a punishment, but a celebration.
I don't think of it as worry. I mean, it's life issues. Everyone has a schedule. Everybody has to be somewhere sometime.
Trish, because I think that she might get back to me sooner than she would.
Okay.
You. So,
well, while you're texting Trish, I'll play the song. That's what we're here to do.
It's a gift. Listen to this and think about how much we love you, even if you think we're wrong to do it.
There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 1. Keep a tidy house for them. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 2. Be sure to clip their claws. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 3. Scoop their box daily. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 4. Brush them with a hairbrush. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 5. Don't squeeze their paws hard. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 6. Give them some fresh water. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 7. Let them have a fish. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 8. Buy them a scratching post. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 9. Put them in your lap. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 10. Be quiet when they're sleeping. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 11. Whisper, I love you. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 12. Rub their soft belly. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 13. Make sure their tail is clean. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 14. Give them a yarn ball. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 15. Make them a nice bed. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 16. Buy him some catnip. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 17. Play them some music. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 18. Get them a cute collar. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 19. Make sure they're vaccinated. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 20. Take their picture. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 21. Brush their teeth. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 22. Let them watch TV. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 23. Don't let them be outside by themselves. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 24. Feed them some cat food. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 25. Make sure their eyes are clean. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 26. Put a liner in their box. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 27. Give them a mat to wipe their feet on. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 28. Don't forget them on Christmas. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 29. Make sure they're spayed or neutered. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 30. Hold them like a baby. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 31. Let them have a towel or blanket. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 32. Keep your toilet lid down. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 33. Don't let them chew on power cords. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 34. Set them by the window. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 35. Cat-proof your home. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 36. Change their litter weekly. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 37. Praise them lavishly. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 38. Never feed him chicken bones. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 39. Teach them a funny trick. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 40. Give them a toy mouse. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 41. Clean up their hairballs. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 42. Keep them away from candles. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 43. Give him a separate zone. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 44. Never play with them aggressively. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 45. Increase his cuddle time. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 46. Be sure to watch his weight. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 47. If you leave, turn on the radio. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 48. Scold him firmly but with kindness. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 49. Respond when he meows. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 50. Give them a thing of cat grass. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Wait, 51. Scratch under his chin. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 52. Remind him that you love him. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 53. Give them a box to play in. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 54. If they're old, help them get down. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 55. Let them lick you with their rough tongue. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 56. Record precious memories. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 57. Dress them up in ribbons. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 58. Give them a flea treatment. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 59. Make a vet appointment. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 60. Give them a little wet food. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 61. When they scratch you, don't get angry. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 62. Give them some private time. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 63. Treat them with respect. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 64. When he grooms himself, say good job. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 65. Let them chase a laser pointer. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 66. Clean out their ears. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 67. Never smoke around them. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 68. Buy a sturdy cat carrier. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 69. Listen to them purr. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 70. Dented by temptations. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 71. Give them your full attention. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 72. Don't trap them in the laundry basket. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 73. Let them sleep in bed with you. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 74. Make sure they're not locked in the closet. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 75. Don't let them play in plastic bags. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 76. Give them a massage. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 77. Touch him as you pass by. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 78. If he's on the couch, don't be mad. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 79. If they hate fans, turn the fan off. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 80. When there's a bird outside, say, hey, look. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 81. Intrigue them with a funny sound. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 82. Don't forget sardine time. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 83. Let him play with your old socks. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 84. Stroke in the direction that his fur goes. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 85. Admire his long whiskers. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 86. Keep his box away from his food. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 87. Pretend that he's a piano. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 88. Don't interrupt them while they're eating. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 89. When they're scared, go and comfort them. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 90. Let him have a lick. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 91. If their breath stinks, give them greenies. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 92. Give him a ball with a bell in it. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 93. If it's hot, put ice in their bowl. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 94. Let him drink out of the sink. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 95. Don't vacuum if it scares him. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 96. Draw a picture of him. 100 loving ways. 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 There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 97. If you drop some food, it's theirs now. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 98. Read him a book. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 99. Feed him again. 100 loving ways. There are 100 ways to love a cat. 100 loving ways. Way 100. Just love them every day. 100 loving ways. 100 loving ways. 100 loving ways. 100 loving ways. 100 loving ways.
How could anyone think of that as punishment?
I don't know.
I don't know. And if you came here to
hurt yourself,
be punished, to punish yourself, and I hope that it didn't turn out that way after that. I hope that the exact opposite happened. Instead of punishing yourself, I hope you gave yourself a gift by opening up and enjoying that song.
Now, some people enjoy punishing themselves, as weird as that may sound.
That's true. That's true.
So I don't want to get in the way of doing whatever you do to make yourself feel better.
As long as no one's, you're not injuring yourself.
If you're not hurting yourself or anyone else, then go to town.
That's true. When you're punishing, if you're punishing yourself, but it's to enjoy it, and that's why you come here, then that's fine.
Then please.
Then the ultimate goal is still, achieved.
Right. So, however you're enjoying this as a means of punishment or just chilling out and listening to a song, don't let us stand in the way of you enjoying it. But if you're coming here to not enjoy it, then let us help you take it in a different direction.
We'll do whatever we can do.
Just
That's what
go.
we're here for.
Just we want to wind up where everybody's feeling good about themselves, even if that means I really had a great time just being awful to myself and sitting there and listening. No, I don't see how that's possible. I think we're overthinking this.
Okay.
I think if somebody is coming here because they hate this song so much and they need to just be awful to themselves for 35 minutes, and I don't know who those people are, but we're talking like it's a bunch of people. It's probably like one guy, maybe.
Well, 2 or 3. I mean, there's a high rate of suicides that happen if you keep up with. Well, I'm just saying people who are depressed and punish themselves, because that's the ultimate punishment there. But
Trish, I heard from Trish.
Oh yes, what did she say?
I mean, she said not to worry about it. She'd settle up with you after we get back.
Well, see, again...
so it sounds like
I would like to know
go.
what is expected to me, whether before or after the trip. I should probably just have, at least an estimate. Just give me an idea what she's going to need.
Let me tell you something.
I don't want to put her in an awkward position. It's not so much. It's not all about me. It's like, because that's the most awkward position you can be put in when someone asks you for the money that you owe them and you tell them that you do not have it. I'm putting her on the spot. And that's not what I want. So this isn't about me, and it's not about me being miserly and thrifty. It's just that I should know what is expected of me. But I would love to go with you and Trish. It sounds like a wonderful trip, and I hope it works out. But let me
tell you something about Trish. And I've traveled with Trish a lot, and we have dinner and brunch. She's got money.
Well,
I'm not saying to take advantage.
No,
of her,
I would never.
But
do that.
I've had times when I was like, Trish. She'd be like, "You owe me $12." I'd be like, Trish, just pay for it. And she does. You have to tell her.
Well,
so I know that may be awkward for you because you don't know her as well.
But I would feel awkward asking her to.
And also, really, since you don't know her as well, probably you haven't been. I feel like I deserve it, and for you, it might be seen as like a freeloady sort of thing. So probably you're going to want to, at least offer to pay for it. So.
Well,
but that's fine.
Again, I don't have a problem if I can afford it. It's not that I don't want to pay. A free trip is a great gift, but I'm not sure if this is a gift. From what I understand, it is not. But
she's going to come to you and she's going to give you a figure.
Okay.
And that's going to happen after the trip. And
well,
I think
I may not take the trip if that happens, because if it happens after the trip, and doesn't matter how far down. I mean, sure, I could win the lottery. A lot of things could happen, but you can't count on things like that. You have to go with what you got in the bank.
I think
it's
here's you're talking
balance,
in riddles. You're talking your way in riddles.
I don't.
I'll pay her after the trip, but I can't go on the trip if I don't know how much. Well, then. That doesn't make sense. Like, that's unsolvable. Like, it's why the chicken crossed the road.
All she has to do is all she has to do is just tell me. That's not
going to happen, though.
Well, why would that not happen?
Just get ready to go. Here's what you do: go home, throw some stuff in a knapsack. Wash. I like to get everything clean before I go. So wash all your clothes. Have the maid service come in or whatever. Do you have a maid service? Because I can get Trish's. What I do is I just use Trish's person. I do not have. Account.
I don't have a maid, but I'm able to wash.
I'll get Trish's person to come over and clean up.
Not necessary.
She does laundry.
It's really not. No, I can do my own laundry.
I don't think Trish. That's probably another instance where Trisha's going to want to settle up after it's done.
Well, and
but
also
it's too late because I'm texting her right now.
No. You have to tip.
Yep.
And I can't.
I hope you're free Wednesday.
Why?
That's when Trish's girl is coming.
Well, I may need to speak with Trish and Trish's girl before
Trish's girl is coming on the trip with us.
Oh, is she? Okay.
Yeah, Trish goes everywhere with her girl.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I look forward to meeting her. Not
Trish
necessarily
has
this
a lot
Wednesday.
of money.
Well,
I don't know why she's being so hard on you.
Well, she's not. I haven't heard a word from her, so I don't think that she's being hard on me. I just would like to know.
That's between
She just needs to tell me what. I mean, it may be easy if she has money and she only needs a little bit, and I've got it. Then great. But if she says, to pay for half of it or even a third, I don't know if I can afford that. That's all it is. It's not. I don't think she's giving me. She's offering me a trip to a timeshare, so I don't think in any way that she's giving me a hard time. I didn't mean to imply that.
Oh, boy. Listen, you're going to have a clean place, you're going to have clean clothes, and then you're going to get clean out of the country. We're going to Marmalada Pequeña.
Marmalada Pequeña. Okay, well, I hope it works out where we can go. I look forward to going to Trish. I look forward to meeting Trish's girl, and Lord knows I need to get away, so I guess that's it for this episode of 100 Ways to Love a Cat. We thank you all so much for coming to listen to our song, and we appreciate you putting up with us, Gavin, too. Thanks so much.
Bye.